Anyone. I will. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Friday, which means it is time for another Paint and Slay. And as you can tell, we have yet another special guest with us today because we're doing a very exciting unboxing of the Beadle Grimm's Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen Steel Edition. So with us today, we have Jon Ciccolini. He is going to help us discuss things as we go through this fantastic box. Y'all, this box
is a big box.
And it's heavy and it's wonderful. And guess what? We have some more fun news for you. You can see there's a box in front of me. You can also see there's a box behind me. So guess what? We're going to be doing a giveaway of one of these special editions. So make sure you're hanging out with us as we take a little break halfway through, because we're going to be doing an exciting giveaway of this. Well, not this very one, but that very one. We'll be doing
the unopened one.
The unopened one.
Although, you know what? Even if I could get my hands on an opened one, I would still be happy. But we'll be sending out the unopened one.
Yeah, exactly. So this one will be going to one lucky winner. Again, stick around for the break because that's when the giveaway is going to be happening. So lots of fun. Stay tuned for that one. Before we start getting into this, I'm sorry, this is gorgeous. This gorgeous box. Lauren, what do we have in terms of like special announcements to get people ready for things?
Well, there's going to be a bunch more that we'll talk about a little bit later, but the most important thing, the thing that's probably the thing that's coming up the soonest is going to be Monday, the first episode of Idol Champions presents Fury of the Black Rose. Look, there is the lovely B. Dave Walters, our perpetual lovely DM is going to be dungeon mastering for a whole new crew of champions, two of whom are playing brand new champions. Oh, hey, look, there's Gabe Hicks as Solok. If you check out our YouTube, later, you might see a little thing about that. Yeah. But we've got a bunch of awesome people playing their champions in Fury the Black Rose. That's going to be live on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is a little different than our previous times, because as you're seeing, most of these lovely people are actually in England, and we would like them to be able to play at a time that is convenient for them. And our normal 4 o'clock in the afternoon for us is just not, no, we don't want them up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So 10 a.m. Pacific on this very channel, you can watch episode 1 on Monday. If you miss episode 1 live, we will be doing a rebroadcast in the evening at the quote-unquote regular time, 4 o'clock Pacific, so you can still see all of the fun. So definitely come on by then. There's also going to be plenty of giveaways happening during the live stream. So if you can watch live, I absolutely encourage you to, not just because it's fun, not just because it's an amazing game. It will be an amazing game because, these people are awesome. But we're going to be giving away some pretty awesome things. Basically, Vee and I are here to just give away stuff. That's what we're doing. We're talking about giveaways. We're
like the aunties who have presents for everyone.
Right? I've always wanted to be that auntie.
Right? Oh my gosh. Let's do it.
Oh my God, I finally get to be that auntie. This is amazing.
You need this. All right.
I've been
So
thinking about giving this to you. Anyway, there
That
will
is a
be.
great cast, I have to say.
it's
Just seeing it
fantastic.
there,
They
that is a
are.
great cast.
Oh
I want to
yeah.
see it just to see the character Rust on the Harbor, because that's one of my favorite character names I've ever seen.
Oh
Rust
yeah.
on the Harbor is a darling, darling, darling
And the
character. It's wonderful, really.
And the fun about that, for those that don't know, Johnny, who plays Russ on the Harbor, is actually usually the DM for the Ox Ventures. So this is a chance for them to be able to play their character with some of their fellow cast members and some other people. So I'm really excited to see all these folks have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
But there
me
will
too.
be several more announcements happening in the second half when we go back to painting the giant space hamster, but we didn't want to take up too much time away from the unboxing that's going to happen. Also, this has a little bit of a tie-in to our shows on Monday.
Yeah, well,
How much of that do we want to talk about?
let's wait until the end of this section.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Little special behind the scenes for people as we get towards the end.
Also, I'm just going to say, I already appreciate the fact that the chat is filling up with people going, "What's in the box?" I love that. And we do have Sean in chat, our amazing moderator, who's going to be keeping an eye on chat. If you do have any questions about the Steel Edition that we're going to be unboxing for Jon, about Beadle and Grimm, definitely put those in chat with question in big capital letters so that Sean can get those to me. Vee is going to be taking care of all of the fabulous unboxing, and I'll make sure to pass along those questions.
Lovely. Okay, so while we're gonna get this box open, question I'm gonna start you with here, Jon, is for those who aren't familiar with Beadle and Grimm's, how did it get started?
Yeah, so Beadle and Grimm's grew out of a midlife crisis for a bunch of lifelong friends. We've been playing D&D for decades and decades. We actually started playing D&D back in acting school in Manhattan. And then some years ago, we were attending a D&D streaming event for Wizards of the Coast. And we pitched to them, hey, how about if we create this sort of incredible DM aid for that DM that wants all of the the items that's going to help them run the game, and they don't have a ton of time to prepare them all. We're going to create like the ultimate box. One of the ways Bill on our team pitched it was, if you are a fan of Pearl Jam, you're going to buy the record. If you're a super fan, you're going to buy the collector's box with all the liner notes and all the behind the scenes stuff, that big platinum edition of that Pearl Jam album. And so this is sort of our platinum edition of a D&D adventure.
Wonderful. I love that backstory so much. So what we're unboxing today, for those who are coming in right now, it's the Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen Steel Edition. So when you open up the box, I've already opened this up ahead of time because everything comes beautifully wrapped, nicely tight in plastic wrap, but that can sometimes take time to pull out, or it gets stuck to things, or crinkly sounds. So you'll notice I have some plastic baggies to kind of help speed up the process here, but it does come beautifully packaged. Everything is secure. I always like to mention that because, it's a quality thing. When you see that people take the time to make sure everything arrives to you safely, big thumbs up here. But the first thing we have in here is this fantastic little booklet, which has, again, the same cover art as what you'll see on the front of the box. And then inside there is this wonderful letter that comes from the crew at Beadle and Grimm's. And then it goes through and basically breaks down everything that is in this box. And you want to know what's in the box? Well, here's what's in the box. It's a massive list. It is so many cool items. I'm actually not going to sit here and read through everything that is on this because I want to get a chance to look at the things that are in this as opposed to reading a list off to you. But you do have this really handy guide to see what's in here, what you can utilize, and everything like that. And again, this artwork is just, that is so eye-catching. I love it. Okay,
it's probably no surprise to say that is a depiction of Lord Soth on the cover. Anybody who knows Dragonlance is not going to be surprised.
That is classic. Truly classic. So beautiful, beautiful front page work. And then I'm going to grab these because I like to go for the trinkets first. So, Jon, can you tell me about these lovely little, sort of a mix of pendants and coins, correct?
Yeah. So we have a number of artifacts in this steel edition. Two of them are uh, amulets of deities that are specific to this campaign setting. The one, yeah, the multicolored one, that
That
one
is
is the
Takesis,
symbol of
right?
Takesis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so Takesis is you can say is another name for Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that the characters come upon that worship Takesis or are working for Takesis could have one of these symbols that the DM can
Mm-hmm.
show the players and say, "You find this," and hand it to them so that they can see what they've
Mm-hmm.
found.
Yeah, and the thing I really like about all of these, they have actual heft to them. These are metal. This isn't plastic. This isn't some sort of resin. This is metal, and you can feel it when you hold it, which honestly, I feel truly adds to the experience when you start handing things out to your players to interact with. So the second I felt these, I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is great to feel. So this is Takesis. And then we have, is this the other deity, correct?
Yeah, that's the other deity piece.
Yeah.
That's for Paladine.
Look at that. And
And that's the
will
good
it not
aligned
work?
deity. The deity that your knights are going to be
Mm-hmm.
worshiping generally.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Look at this beautiful knot detail. It's very Celtic influence type of look, but I mean,
And the shine on that is real
the
nice
shine
too.
is stunning. The mix between the shiny metal and the matte is beautiful, and the details are so deeply done. Like, really, again, it's that tactile thing when you're interacting with objects for the game. It really is so immersive. And look at that. That's just, ooh,
Yeah, when we're at conventions, we encourage everybody to come over and pick up our artifacts
yeah.
because you're right, it's very tactile.
Yeah. It's great to experience. And then we have these two coins. So what's the
Yeah,
story
so
behind
the
these two
the,
coins?
the smaller coin is the coin of Shanair, and Shanair is the deity of commerce.
Ooh.
And so this is supposed to be the coin of the realm. The Beadle Grimm's depiction of the coin of the
Mm-hmm.
realm. That image on the back is in the book. That's the symbol of Shanair, but the symbol on the front is a symbol that we came up with that is supposed to represent an ancient leader.
Oh, very cool. I like that. But you can pull that little factor in of like adding your own little take on things. That's
Yeah,
And
very
especially
then,
with
cool.
this being a new world for a lot of fifth edition
Mm-hmm.
players, being able to have those symbols that would be normal in world, I think are really important.
Yeah, definitely. And so what's this bigger one? The Esquire of Calaman.
yeah, the Esquire of Kalaman token. So, spoiler alert: if you're a player in this campaign and running in this campaign, you are likely to be pulled into the Kalaman military as an esquire. You're going to be enrolled to help the town fight off the evil dragonborn. And so this is something that every character is supposedly handed
Mm-hmm.
when they become a member of the Kalaman military. And this goes nicely with an in-world handout that we have in the book that you'll get to eventually. But
Yeah.
they're sort of military journals
Mm-hmm.
that also can be given to the players that they can fill in as they go on their military um, jobs.
That's fantastic. All right, just to give everyone a sense of scale, because you're used to seeing us work with minis, this is a standard medium miniature. So you can see this is a sizable coin. And again, the weight of these are just wonderful. So just to give everyone context for size for all of these, check it out.
And stuff like that is good, not just for the in world aspects of it, but
Yeah.
then, you know, there's always that moment of, hey, who has inspiration? Hey, who has this? And using those as like, okay, if you've got inspiration, you get this coin. If you've got inspiration, you get this symbol. You get to hold on to this. And then it's something that not only helps remind you of your having inspiration, but it's connected to the game you're playing and not just a little piece of plastic or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to go for, I was telling John this before when we were getting the call ready. This felt like Christmas for me yesterday. I was going through the box because there's so many cool little packets. So I'm going to tap into this one now. So we have this gorgeous, I mean, seriously gorgeous artwork. So John, what's the story with these? What are these about and what can they be used for?
Yeah, so Wizards of the Coast, D&D adventures always come with glorious art. I mean, they use some of the best artists in the business. I always love the art in the book. My only problem as a DM is if I'm just using the book, I kind of have to hold it up to the players and block the copy and kind of say, you see something that looks like this. These are designed to hang on the DM screen so that you can say, you see this and hang it there while the encounter is going on.
Yeah, because they're these double-sided folded over bits. So they're nice and secure, and the paper has some weight to it. This isn't a lightweight paper, so it's not something where you'd have to worry about, well, if I hang it up, is it going to go flying off? Absolutely not. Really stunning artwork, and I do like the fact it's multifunctional and that you get both sides to work with as opposed to just one side only. But I'm just going to go through and flip through a few of these so you can see just how stunning this is. And it has a slight sheen to it, which I think is great too. Just again, going into the tactile thing, these feel really nice. I just want to pet the art. So we have, again, more of this artwork.
And did it look like there was text on the inside as well?
There is a little bit of text that's going on the inside, which basically just explains what the images are each of and where you can find the information. Which again,
where you
is
can
also
find
super
that's
helpful.
great. Yeah.
So you can coordinate quite easily. So there's that side.
Yeah.
How do you
it has
decide
the
what
title, it
goes
has
in?
the artist credit, it has where it can be found.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you decide which bits of the artwork you want to focus on the most, or do you just blanket go for everything you possibly can in the book?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some, we look at art as full page, half page, quarter page. We try and get as much of the half page art as possible onto these pullouts. We'll also occasionally grab a quarter page if it's like an important NPC that we think the DM is going to want to put
Yeah.
over the screen. So we try to grab all the half page usually. But yeah, some of it is what is the DM most likely going to use?
Wonderful.
And I will say we've got a lot of people in chat who are admiring the art, including Dan Dillon, who
Dan.
who then pointed out Crystal Sully's dragons are so good, which yeah, being able to see the dragon art, I think for this adventure in specific is extra important.
Speaking of dragon art, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous.
And Crystal is a pro. I love her dragon work.
The work is beautiful. If
Absolutely.
you haven't discovered Crystal yet, go and find on the socials and you're gonna lose hours and you're gonna be loving the fact you've lost hours to looking at the artwork. Not even kidding.
Absolutely.
But yeah, these are absolutely wonderful. So as I show off these last few pieces of art, why is it Steel Edition for this particular box?
Yeah, so it was interesting when we were reading the backstory for this adventure, and it explained how steel is such a valuable commodity in this world that it's at some points they were saying it's almost as valuable as gold. People need steel so much. And so when we were thinking about this edition, we considered gold because we've done other gold editions. But then we realized, what would really be specific to this campaign is to call it a steel edition. That is so Kalaman specific that we decided to go with that.
I love that tie-in. That is so cool. Like I was speculating, okay, why would it be steel? That's nice. That's a really nice callback.
Speaking of a callback, I have a question here from chat
Yay.
asking about those coins that we were just looking at. Razion wants to know, does the box come with multiple versions of those coins or just one of each?
Yeah, just the one of each of those tokens that you
Mhm.
showed. It is possible that down the road we may be able to offer some of those items individually on
Mhm.
our site for people who want to buy more than one,
Mhm.
but we're not there yet.
That's good to know, though.
And I'm sure we'll get a chance to say that site a couple of different times, but just in case, that's
Yeah.
beadleandgrimms.com. It'll be available in chat as well as I go ahead and grab it right now.
Sweet. Okay, so then these next cards, I honestly, I was super excited to see these because I grew up like absorbing mythology like no one's business of various cultures. So when I saw this, these cards, John, can you tell the chat a little bit more about what these are about?
Yeah, so these are what we call affiliation cards in the box. Most of them are for the deities. So in this adventure, this is the first time that the symbols of these deities have ever been shared. So it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So if one of the PCs worships one of these deities, the DM can give them this piece that they can hold on to and remind themselves what the symbol is. And there's text on the back that talks about who the deity is,
Yeah.
and what they're about. So we have those. We have all the deities that are in the book as cards, but we also have the orders.
Mm-hmm. Which
We
are
have
right over
the
here.
the mage orders and the knightly orders. So within the book, there are three mage orders and three orders of knights. And so if the PC belongs to one of those, or say they are using a NPC
Mm-hmm.
that is one of those mages or one of those knights, they may be handed one of these cards.
That's really cool. Hold on, I dropped something. One of the Pantheon ones got away from me.
Oh no, ran
Yeah,
away.
but I mean, this whole collection, I especially like the fact that you can hand these out and then just keep them as reference for the players. It's super helpful, especially because when you're coming into a new environment, if you're new to like Dragonlance itself, stuff like this is so helpful for a player. So it's like, wait, who was that god again? Wait, the symbol we're talking about, and then being able to look through, it's like, oh yeah, that one, that one, that one. Oh my gosh, that again, the whole immersive factor. So you have, like you said, these three groupings, which are great, and there's a whole bunch in this one, and you have four for the orders, and the red robe and the black robes, right? That's everything that we have going
The
on.
white one in the
Oh, the white
middle
robes.
is
There we go.
the wizard. Yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
there we go. All right, so yeah, that's the grouping you have, and then I'm assuming that these are just sort of like protective covers, or was there any?
Yeah, those are just
okay.
extras.
Just making sure there wasn't some hidden secret for that one. So this was another fun little part of the collection that I thought was so super helpful and really cool looking. So let's keep going because believe it or not, we're getting close to the half-hour mark already.
Oh,
and there's
geez.
more to go. That's just it. There's so much cool stuff in here. All right, so as I'm getting the next bit out here, what makes this one different from the previous editions you've done? Like, what do you think sort of is the highlight or sort of the key features for the Dragonlance set?
Yeah, I guess what I'll say about that is when we first read this adventure, we were so excited that there were so many military correspondences that were going back and forth between the enemies, and it was just rife with opportunity for in-world handouts, and rife for opportunity from battle maps and maps. I mean, this is a war setting. There are a lot of battles. If you enjoy your sort of battles and your minis and positioning your encounters, this is an adventure for you. It has a lot of levels. It goes from first to 10th, but it could go up to like 12th if you wanted as the DM. And when we looked at it, we were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a great box. There are so many opportunities for things that the DM can hand to their players.
Yeah.
Now what you're showing here are encounter cards.
Yep.
These are the cards that
which,
come in every box we do. They have the picture on the front and the stats on the back for the DM. And again, these are also built to hang on the DM screen so
yeah,
that they can be there for both parties, players and DM, throughout the encounter.
yeah,
Which
this
once again is
honestly, I was going to say, personally, as a DM, I love this style of handiwork because it is so helpful to be like, okay, you're talking to this individual. So while the players are looking at this, the DM gets to see all of this right there in front of you. It is super helpful.
Yeah. And once again, you're not having to work with a book that includes all kinds of spoilers, and the players are trying to avoid spoilers as well. And then you have to take the book back. This is just
Yeah.
a gorgeous way to leave it out there for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah. And there's 60 of these, right?
Yeah,
There are
there's a ton of
60.
those.
So
Yeah,
there's a whole
six.
bunch in these. And it's, again, the artwork, and it's super helpful having the stat block and all of that goodness. So definitely a useful, resourceful bit to have as well. I mean, gosh, there are so many tools in here for the DM to put to good use and really enhance the campaign. I mean, I wouldn't say no to getting this as a present.
Speaking of getting it as a present, we got a couple more bits from chat.
Yay.
Caleb Marin does say, I would buy this just for the loots and arts.
Yeah.
Which absolutely, especially the art. And
Yeah.
then Ailsive asks, will you have a booth at Gen Con, and these be there in person for viewing and or purchase?
Yes, we are committed to being at Gen Con this year. And for sure, we will have at least one of these for customers to be able to sift through and take a look at all of the elements in
Nice.
person.
That's fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah. Now I like this that there's this quick guide where it's just nice and handy and compact for the DMs to put to use of everything that's going on with the various chapters. All the goodies are involved. So yeah, this is a great way to kind of, it's sort of like prepping ahead of time for you, which
Yeah.
is a boon, quite frankly, especially if you're one of those DMs with more limited time. So
You mean all DMs, all of us?
every
There's never
single
enough
one
time.
of us, right? So then
Never
we
enough.
have these, which are so cool. But
Yeah, those are
John,
the military journals I mentioned earlier, that once they join the military faction, they get these journals that sort of announces that they're now an Esquire of Calaman, and they can take notes on their
Oh, that's cool.
different adventures.
uh-huh. And again, just these little details with the knotwork in the back page. It's so lovely. But yeah, this is, just to be clear, this is not actual leather. This is more of like that textured, thick cardstock. Let me be clear about that one. But it has a leather-like appearance to it, and there is that symbol again popping up from the coin, as was mentioned before. So you can see there's this, again, those very cool callbacks to each other, and you get 5 of them. Just so everyone's aware of how many come with the box, which is honestly a very good party size. And then we have these.
Ooh.
So these are DM aids. So these were really fun to work on because we got to closely collaborate with Wizards of the Coast and talk to the creative leads and say, hey, if there were things that you could put in the book, if you had no size constraint, what would you add? And the creative lead was, said, well, I would add this and I would add that and I would add that. And we got to work with them to create certain pieces that we could add. Now, the ones that you're showing here are just smaller tables that can be clipped to the DM screen that allow you to have a quick reference for different areas of the campaign.
Oh, it's great.
Honestly, like that is just so super fantastic. Okay, moving along because there are more goodies, more fun goodies. We have these little handouts too, and these are just like messages you can incorporate in with as you move along the campaign, correct?
Yeah, so these are all found within the adventure itself. So these are things that instead of the DM saying, you find a letter that reads this way and reads it out loud, the DM, he or she can just grab the letter and say, you find this, and let them read it for themselves. And keep it and hold on to it and have it as, to be able to reference back to as either research or a clue or whatever purpose that bit of information offers.
Yeah.
And that's always a really cool moment in any game when the players get a letter, a journal, any kind of written thing, and as a DM you're able to just give them the written thing so that they can read it, so they can read it out to the rest of the party, so that it's not just the DM doing a narration all of the time, but they actually get to say it to each other. It's such a cool moment.
Yeah, and again, this paper is so cool because it's not just like, you printed out a piece of paper with information on it. It has weight to it. It has texture to it. Like I can feel on my fingertips. This feels almost like vellum. So it's a really neat, tactile, and hands-on, literally, thing to incorporate
And sturdy.
in the game. And sturdy, too, exactly. And then we have, that's another letter, it looks like. Yep, that's another letter. But there's also blank pages, too. So you can kind of throw in your own customized letter, correct? Is that the idea behind these?
Yeah, there it is, and there's actually a moment in the adventure where they find something that's specific that the
Ooh.
DM would need to create themselves, and so we give them the blank correspondence parchment to do that.
That's awesome. And as you can see, like there's some of them have different tones to them. The fonts are different. The signatures, obviously, from various characters you're going to encounter. This one I thought was really cool looking because it's got a whoops, one ran away. It's got a little, like, it's not an actual wax seal, but the detail on it makes it look like it is, which I thought was a fun little aspect. So yeah, lots of really neat additional handouts. And these are, that's a map, and this is a flyer.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of my favorites.
That is so awesome. That really, again, it's more immersive and it makes it very, jumping right into the worlds
Weapon
of-
lists.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
it's that kind of detail. It's that kind of small little things that, as a DM, being able to grab and just hand out or have at the ready and not have to make up on the fly, that helps me so much.
Yeah. And again, it's like super thoughtful, really creative, and it all feels so good. People are like, "Come on, you're talking about the way." I'm like, "Yes, I'm talking about the way paper feels. It feels good, okay?" And then,
Hey, I'm with you. I am all about the tactile feel of paper. Thick paper I'm impressed by. And also, like I said, it means that it's going to last through, handing it out and people passing it around and stick it in notebooks and putting it back in the box and using it
Right.
for a second game.
Yeah, look,
now-
if they're finding a elegant gala invite versus a old map that's been sitting in a chest for a century, they're going to have different papers. And we work with our vendor to make sure that we're picking the right kind of feel for that paper,
right.
based on what it is.
Yeah. Which is
Now-
awesome.
Speaking of the paper, we had seen with the art pieces that they included the page number that you can find that specific piece of art or information in the book. Raison is back with another question and wanted to know, with some of these things, do they also have the page numbers listed, like the notes and the letters, or is that found in a
No,
different
but
table?
It's found right here in this fantastic little handout. It
That's
goes
what I thought.
bit by bit by bit. This is honestly a huge resource for any DM who's going to work with this. So this is what you want to make sure you're keeping close to you in your DM screen, because it breaks down, like I said, it does the prep work ahead of time for you. It breaks down the handouts and everything else you're going to want per chapter. So yeah, this is what you want to make sure you're hanging on to for that. Okay, so then we have these additional handouts. So what's the story going on with these, John?
So these are some of the items that we worked with the creative lead on the project for. One is called Night of Terror, and they're additional ideas for the DM to flesh out a certain section of the adventure.
Nice.
Another one is called Airborne Mounts. So this is Dragonlance, right? Everyone who
Right.
plays Dragonlance is imagining themselves on top of a dragon going into battle. So there are several opportunities for that, and we give you the rules and a few spots where you should consider that. And then this is called the Kingfisher Festival. festivities. So these are additional ideas for the DM if they want to flesh out that part of the adventure that goes more in depth than what's in the adventure itself.
That is so fun. And then we have some, looks like NPC stat blocks for like traveling companions, correct?
Yeah, the adventure provides 6 different NPCs, and what's cool about these is you've got the picture and the stat block on the front, and on the back it has the information on how to level them up as they get more and more powerful. So we decided that these would be really handy to have outside the book that you can hand to the players as they obtain one of these NPC.
This would have saved me so much time.
Yeah, here you go. You play this NPC in battle, and so that way I, as the DM, have one less thing to worry about, and now you get this cool handout and an easy way of running the NPC.
Oh, that is a sweet concept, especially the leveling up on the back. I like it. I like that a lot. All right, and now we're getting into some of the maps, and I like that we have a variety of sizes for these maps. You have some that are more like standard, single page type of thing. These are also finished. Is this something where you can use a dry erase marker on these, John? Is that the point?
On those. Yep.
Sweet, yeah. So you have Kalaman, and then some notes on the back. And then we have Vulgar.
Yep, 2 city maps.
Mm-hmm.
And then tons of dungeon maps so that so that the DM, I love to take these maps and I like to clip them to the inside of my DM screen so that I have it right in front of me as the players are investigating the area.
Yeah, these are great. I mean, like you said, there's a whole bunch of these, which are super helpful. Oop, there we go. Just to give you all an idea. This box has so much in it, and we're starting to get halfway through, almost halfway through, more than halfway through.
It just keeps going.
But that's the cool part.
Yeah.
So again, a huge variety of maps. Like I like, especially like if you're dealing with towers, maps like this are a huge help. So you get the various levels. But yeah, so you have all of that for those handy dandy map references. Which I'm going to stick over here for now. There you go. And then we have larger maps, correct? Yes. All right, so let me go to a different screen because this is getting to be sizable. Let's give this one.
So that's a piece of extra art that's in the book that we felt this is a big moment in the adventure. That's something that the DM would like to hold up and show the players. Again, spoiler, if you're a player, avert your eyes.
Things are gonna happen. But yeah, that is honestly beautiful. I would hang that up just as like a piece of art in like my game room, to be honest. And then we have more. There's this one.
Yep, that's another area map. Now that, what I love about these is that area map will be in the book, but we're able to, because we're breaking everything up, we're able to make it bigger, right? We're able to blow it up so that when you put it down on the table, the players can use it to figure out what their next move is going to be.
Yeah, it really helps with details and figuring out where the streets are, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, and there's little artwork on the back in terms of like travel notes too for these. These are not the kind you can use for dry erase, correct? Because they're just standard gloss paper.
Right.
Yeah. So just forewarning, don't use the dry erase on these. And there's another one. Look at that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yep. I can get like the full coastline thing. Same thing with the details. Really very cool.
The cartographer on that, her name is Francesca Berald. She is so talented.
All right, now this one's
these
the big
are the kinds of maps I love to blow up because the detail is already there.
Look at that.
There's the big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you see why I wanted to have like the straight ahead camera because there was no way I was going to be able to show off this whole thing. But it really is. And when you can get in closer, you can see there's all these great reference point details and everything like that. So that you get the continental map right there. Beautiful stuff. But once again, this is that glossy paper, so don't mark it up with your dry erase markers. Or
No,
if you do-
afterwards you stick it in a frame and you put it up on your wall. Like a whole bunch of people in chat are already saying that is something that someone gets to take home, and that's their memento from the game. Is that's where we were. That's what we saved. That's where we fought.
Yeah, and then you have, these are some of the dungeon maps, right?
Yeah, these are some of the
nice.
battle maps.
Which I like that they're two-sided. A lot.
So we sift through the adventure and we say, okay, what are the key boss fights? What are those battles that are likely to occur? And we try and pick those best areas to create tons of battle maps for.
Again, you get big ones too. I like that there's a variety of sizes for sure, and double-sided.
Speaking of sizes, Vee, it's like you're throwing me actual easy transitions. So a lot of people in chat were oohing and eyeing at the maps, and how beautiful they are. Graphic Wolf pointed something out that I saw on the big world map. That's amazing, and I like the dragons in the corner helping aim line of sight towards the map itself. And then we had another question from Elsieve who wanted to know do we know what size frames any of those would need? And it would be fun to draw it out on a map of their journey. So do we have dimensions for any of these anywhere?
1 second.
Yeah, I mean, in this box, the battle maps are of all different sizes.
That makes sense.
So they're not all constant. So you'd have to measure each one. I know a bunch of them are 24 by 30
Yeah.
for some of those battle maps.
Yeah,
But
it's like
they're different sizes. That piece of bonus art, I think, is that you're measuring now should be 11 by 17.
Yep, 11 by 17
Oh, that's
for
nice.
that one. And then for the glossed battle maps, those are 9 by
Careful.
11 inches.
Yeah,
I'm
so
working with
all
inches here. Yeah.
different
then the
sizes, but
bigger
all
ones?
standard sizes you can
Yeah.
find frames for.
Yeah. The bigger ones I
Absolutely.
can't measure right now because that's going to involve 2 people or a floor. But I mean, gosh, there are so many cool. Oh, this one is cool. I like this, the Flying Citadel one, because of the open up, please. The shape of it. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
It's such a cool shape. And then the back, you have like a chasm thing going on. So all these
That's
maps
gorgeous.
are
Yeah,
fantastic.
if you're a battle map fan, this box has a lot of them.
Yeah. That was.
And I feel like anyone who is using this box with their players, everybody's all excited about a battle map. It comes out and gets put on the table, and maybe the players are nervous, but they're also oohing and eyeing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And these are all. Is the grid 5 feet, or do the grids shift depending on the map?
No, the grids will all be 1 inch equals 5 foot square.
Nice.
Excellent.
I like that consistency. That is so helpful because there are sometimes you'll be in a game and a different map gets pulled out and you realize like 2 rounds later, oh wait, each square is supposed to be 20 feet. Like, well, I didn't move that far then. Try to figure out which. Oh.
Oh, I love the glow on that center
Isn't that
area. Yeah. You
These
can
are
even
all
see the
amazing.
shadows and everything.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I seriously, and this one is cute because it's not cute, but cool because there's like beds and details on the inside. So it's already there. You don't have to worry about putting terrain down. Oh, come on, work with me.
It doesn't want to go away.
No, it doesn't want to get folded back up. It's like, no, I like being out in the open. So there's more still, and then this one. This is the last of the maps. Yeah, there's a good number of maps here. So there is right this one, which is stunning. Ooh, and look at the compass rose. Oh, ooh, that's a neat detail. It's got a black rose in the center, right?
Oh, that's amazing.
Is that like an intentional nod to Soth then?
Yes, that's right.
That's so cool. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that kind of detail. That is amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Sweet. Okay, so that is the last of the maps. And now we're getting kind of into the more nitty-gritty aspects of it. So let me fix camera and we'll go back to overhead So now we have these booklets. So we have Tales from the Warehouse. So Jon, what's this about?
So yeah, the top one, Tales from the Warehouse. Anytime it says Tales from the Warehouse, it means that they're bonus encounters
Ooh, okay.
that were written by Beadle and Grimm's that you won't find anywhere else. And they're designed to be placed in the campaign in certain spots in order to help flesh out a certain area.
Oh, very
And this
cool.
one, in this one, we have 3 different bonus adventures that come with their own maps and art. And so we're always really proud of those pieces.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love anything that helps enhance and sort of grow what's already going on with the campaign. And then here we have basically they're like the chapter books, right? As you go through the campaign.
Right,
So we
right.
have-
We take the book itself and we break it
Yeah.
into smaller booklets so that if there's a section that is meant for the players, you can just hand it to the players without giving them your whole book.
Right.
If you're working, you know, if you're interested in reading chapter 1 and 2, you can just have the appendix over here on the side as a different reference. So a lot of our DMs over the years have told us this is invaluable to me to be able to organize the way that I work. Not everybody is a fan. You know, some people say, "Hey, I want the hardcover book." So you know, you can't please everybody.
Right.
But we find, and me as a personally as a DM, I find these unbelievably useful.
And
So
for
what
those of
kind-
us who are for those of us who are used to being digital DMs, this is the equivalent of I have 12 tabs open. This is the easy way of having
Right.
all these things just at your fingertips without, you know, all right, the one book that I have to continually flip through or scroll through. I've got all the tabs, I've got all these little booklets, and I know exactly where to go real quick.
Yeah. So what would you say is the type of DM these are geared for then?
Well, certainly this is a DM that wants to wow their players with an immersive experience. They don't have a ton of time to create all these handouts themselves. And either they have a little bit of disposable income, right? Because these are not cheap products,
Right.
or they're able to convince their players to all chip in about the cost of a coffee per game each over the course of 6 months to a year and throw in together and buy this.
Yeah. No, absolutely. This is something where, again, like if you have a regular playing party, this is something where everyone kind of jumps in and pulls together and gets the DM a present. Or like you said, if you all want to play the same thing, you know, pool your resources so you can treat the group to this campaign. And I gotta say, like, for me personally, I also see the appeal of this for anyone who's like a traveling DM. Like, you know, when I have to travel and do DM work, if I know, okay, I'm only gonna need this much for my, you know, trip off to go and do a round of something for people, cool, that's that much less I have to carry around with me. Or I'm getting to the second half, so I'll grab this batch. So it's really a great way to kind of break things down a little bit. And with that handy guide, you can go through and pull out all the different handouts that you're going to need as you're going around. So there's a lot of cool flexibility, which I personally appreciate too when DMing a game. So that's pretty much everything except for I got to the bottom of the box and there was this.
Yeah. That's just a fun little pennant for the Kingfisher Festival and you know, at the beginning of the game,
Yeah.
the festival. The DM can hold that, they can hang that up or something to give a little bit of extra flavor for that festival.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a really sweet little addition to the box itself. But that is literally everything that is in this box, for those of you wondering. Again, high quality
Only
things,
took
and
us
it's
almost
just,
an hour to get through the
right?
whole box.
That's just it.
You know, it's a tiny little box. It only took us an hour to get
Only
through
an
it
hour.
all.
Only an hour to get through it all. So this is definitely a very cool piece, or collection, really, for those people who want to add to their collections, enhance their game. What else can we talk about that might be something that's a generally appealing item? Because we have a little something set up, Jon, for you that you think would also be great for people to be aware of. Wording is fun.
Sure. Do you want me to transition to what I know you have images of?
Yeah,
Or-
let's do that, because I think this is
Okay.
another fun thing to share with everyone, talking about getting people into the game and really tying into everything that's going on. So you
Yeah.
have these.
Yes, our character class dice sets.
Oh, this way.
So this is something that
Excuse me.
is actually player focused. It's not necessarily DM focused. So as a player, these dice are chosen for a given class, not only in color, but in the actual dice selected. So if I'm playing a wizard, for example, there's going to be a lot of D6s for my fireball, some D4s for my magic missile. If I'm playing a paladin, I'm going to make sure that there's extra D8s in there for my smites, and so on and so forth. And so they come in that tin, and the tin we worked with this amazing artist named that goes by Art of Lee, and he did these in sort of a tarot card design, an old school tarot design that I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
And so these are available on our site or at our conventions. If you ever come by Gen Con, or we're usually at PAX in Philly.
I seem to remember you had these at PAX Unplugged, right? This
Yeah,
past.
PAX Unplugged in Philly.
Yeah, I got a chance to look at a couple of those tins, and the pictures don't do them justice about
No.
how gorgeous they are. And V's talked about like the tactile feel of some of these. It's just a really nice tin that you can then use as a little tiny rolling tray if you need, but it looks gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these like I said, these are one of those things that we came up with that are actually, that these are very affordable. They're $25, and if you want a bunch and you buy five or more, you get a discount. So the price comes down further. So yeah, they can be bought on our store, but also these can be found in gaming stores.
Yeah.
This is one of our very first retail products. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah, that's
Chat
wonderful.
has exploded with a lot of oohs and ahs, and okay, wait, I want them all. Caliph Marin says, I heard dice, and my dice gremlin ears perked up. Yeah, we all kind of went, ooh.
Dice? They're
Dice?
dice? I'm not a dice goblin at all. No.
No,
Not
I don't
always.
have very many dice behind
You're
me
right.
now.
I'm looking at like 5 different containers right now, and they're all full. So yeah, these are, and I love the fact that you have the dice styles customized again to what you'll be using more of, etc. That is so super helpful depending on what class you're playing. Really, really thoughtful move. So do we have any other questions from the chat before we start getting into wrapping things up? Because Jon, you have been a wealth of information for both this beautiful box as well as for these dice. So I want to make sure that people can get another last minute question or anything like that before we switch over and go back into, well, the actual painting of Paint and Slay.
No specific questions, but a couple people saying super well thought out box. The artwork is wonderful. Bay Neon says if the maps get any bigger, View will have to stand at the back of the room to show us. Which, yeah, that's what happens. That is what happens. But yeah. Oh, and now people are asking about the giveaway. So I guess this is a good time to transition to the
Good
giveaway.
segue.
Yeah. It not yet. It's coming soon. Very, very soon.
Yes. You too
Oh.
will.
Here's actually an excellent question. This came up from a Fool Squeaky wants to know about future Beadle and Grimm projects to look out for. Is there anything that is not NDA'd that you can talk about?
Well, this isn't really future because it is available as a pre-order. But if you're not aware, you should check out our website because we are doing a map and handout pack for the new release Keys from the Golden Vault. So this is a different product for us because usually when you buy one of our premium boxes, it comes with the adventure included. This very purposely is more of a supplemental product. So you go out, you buy the adventure, or either online or the book, and then you come to us and get the packet of all the maps, the player maps, the DM maps, the handouts, all in an in-world folder. So we're really excited about that product. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Awesome.
That's good
And
to
that's
know.
at beetleandgrims.com. And then Alsleeve asks, is there a good place to watch for new products and or updates in a more, quote, push notification versus we go out and search for it daily. So where can people keep an eye out for more stuff you have going on?
Yeah, for sure. You can check out our at Beadle and Grimm's Instagram. We're on. You can sign up for our Twitter, but you can also go to our website and sign up for our email list.
Yeah.
We will try not to bludgeon you, and we like to have fun with our customer emails. They're written by our
Yes.
marketing goblin. And so even if it's something that you're not interested in, it may be a little bit of funny for your day.
They are worth it just for the quick smile you will get reading through them, because I get the emails, so I'll
Oh,
read through them
good.
because there's just some fun little quippy things or like one-liners where I'm like, okay, that was clever. So you may not be interested in the product itself at all times, but just the updates are so engaging and just fun to read through. So to me, it's worth being on the email list, quite frankly.
And our players respect and love a company that is very specific about their email correspondence. We try we are the same. We try to not bludgeon our folks with emails, but I can also attest that your emails are always a joy to read.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think we're going to start wrapping things up, which means when we go to break, everyone, that lovely creature living behind me will be up for the giveaway. Thanks to the lovely people at Beadle and Grimm's. Jon, thank you so much for joining us today. This was so much
Thank
fun
you.
to go through, so much fun to talk about. I mean, if there's anything else you ever want to do with us, just let us know, because I'm sure Lauren and I are more than happy to show more tabletop stuff off to everyone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This has been fun. You guys have
Fantastic.
been great.
Yay. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, so sit tight, everyone. We're going to go to a lovely, this is the first ever, We'll Be Right Back screen for Paint and Slay. Sean is going to be our fantastic moderator and start running the chat, or not the chat, the giveaway.
He's running the chat too, so yeah, you're not wrong.
No. So keep in mind for the giveaway, this is US and Canada only, Quebec excluded, because Quebec knows.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's just legality things, unfortunately. So stay tuned. Lauren and I will be back to continue with a cutie pie, which is almost done. This adorable little space hamster. We'll get that finished up. And again, make sure you go and you follow Beadle and Grimm's on their socials, sign up for their emails and all that goodness, and check out their website. So we'll be back soon. Jon will not be with us. Jon, again, thank you.
Thank you.
And here we go. We'll be right back. Hello!
We're back!
How is everyone? We are back, and we will have the winner announced for you shortly. However, we have some other fun. There's a lot happening, isn't there?
There's a lot. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot. So we've already talked about the Idol Champions Presents Fury of the Black Rose. That's going to be airing Monday. Don't forget, tune in for that one because that's going to be happening at 10 a.m. new time because we have these fantastic people coming to us from the UK. So as Lauren said in the earlier part, hi Rory, we're being fair to make sure that they're not up until the literal wee hours of the morning as we play that particular game. What else do we have that's happening though, Lauren?
Oh, so much. I'm gonna key off of what the next slide is because there's like 5 of them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's
so
just
whatever
it.
the next slide is, I will talk about.
Ta-da!
Hey, Misty the Will-O-Wisp Familiar. So if you missed Misty, on Wednesday, this little puffball went live. It is our next charity familiar for the BIPOC Support Foundation. You can find out more about that foundation from an interview that they did yesterday with Idle Insights, and that video is already up on our YouTube. And also, Alicia Marie helped us create that familiar, and she did an interview on the other Idle Insights because we had 2 yesterday. That one will be going up on our YouTube shortly, but you can still see it in VOD right now. She's amazing, and I'm not just saying that because I play D&D with her every week. She is absolutely wonderful.
A joy to work with. Absolutely agree. Okay,
and I do recommend listening to her interview so that way you can hear not just about the awesome things that she's doing, but the inspiration for Misty.
Yes.
And you can purchase Misty. All net proceeds from sales of Misty for the first week of sales will go to the BIPOC Support Foundation. So definitely check that out in game right now.
Yay!
What's next?
And then we have this one.
Hey, so Solok is live. As many of you have probably guessed, Solok, the Kalishtar Ranger, who is going to be appearing on Monday in Fury of the Black Rose, is our latest champion, is going to be going live next Wednesday. You can check out their blog, and their video spotlight are available right now. You can go check that out on our website and our YouTube. And I'll even take a second and put the YouTube link in there. You're going to want to go to the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms YouTube. That video should be live, so you can hear and read and see all about Solok and all of the awesome things that he and his Drake Tempest do. That's right. That's right. We got a Dragon Rider in our game.
It's great.
I'm so excited. So that's happening Wednesday, but the blog and the spotlight are live right now. What's next?
We have this.
Hey,
so there's still more after this.
It is the weekend, and so there are weekend buffs available. It is the Calamity Company weekend. As you can see over here, Jarlaxle, Artemis, Prudence, Brother Uriah, and Warden are all getting a buff for this weekend, and the chests are available, which I absolutely love the Calamity chest because someone just took a giant hammer and went... So the Calamity chests are available, and those buffs are available for all of your weekend needs. And I was laughing just because I love that poor Brother Uriah continues to end up in groups of champions who are all evil.
Just all over.
Just all evil.
It's perfection. I guffawed when I saw the lineup. I'm like, that checks out.
Yeah, for sure.
And the last little bit by Rory we have is this.
Hey, so also because we think that everybody's going to want to do some awesome stuff with the Dragonlance fun that's happening over the next couple of weeks, it only makes sense that all these 3 characters start to show the glory of Takesis.
Agreed.
maybe they were fans of the Dragon Queen and now they're fans of Takesis. So this Knights of Takesis bundle is available. You can get these 3 skins in individual packs if you just want to get one of the 3. But if you buy the bundle, it'll save you some money and it'll come with all sorts of fun stuff. So that is available right now in the game. My favorite is Krull, how each of his shell parts are colored in a different different head. It is just amazing.
That was totally Joe's idea. He threw that one out. I'm like, yep, we're going with that.
Yeah.
It was so much. Okay. Rory, young lady, we don't play with the keyboard. Thank you. Watch, she's going to hit a button and something happens. If for some reason things go silly, you can thank Rory for that one. She is eager to, well, you just saw the tail. She's eager to join us for this one. So that is all the big announcements that we have going. Do we have the big announcement that I know people are probably waiting for in the chat, or we're still holding?
No, I can go ahead and announce that, especially since this person might be lurking. You never know. Lurking and working is a thing. So we did pull the winner for the big Beadle and Grimm Steel Edition box, and the winner is Dashing Dirk Sloan. Dashing Dirk Sloan, if you are out there and hearing my voice right now, congratulations, you are the winner of this box. Please check your whispers, because our wonderful moderator Sean has reached out to you in a private message so that you can claim your prize. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us in chat.
Yes.
Definitely stick around for the rest of this little guy. And if you were excited about any of that Dragonlance stuff in that box, definitely watch the live stream on Monday, live at 10 a.m. There's a lot more fun things being given away, both physical and digital.
Okay, so we're going to have
Is that everything? Did we get everything?
That is literally, I told you, we had a lot to work with. That is literally everything we have going on. So now we're going to go back to painting our Boo. I'm sorry, it's Boo. We have the pack to finish up. So what we're going to do is take the Elfic Flesh and black, mix it together so it's mostly Elfic Flesh with a touch of black to make sort of this muddied, almost grayish ivory tone. And we're going to paint that onto the bedrolls is the plan for this one. So I'm going to do...
So you said mostly Elfic Flesh.
Mostly Elfic Flesh with a dab of black. A little dab will do ya.
Yeah. The funny thing is I've had all this stuff sitting out on my desk while we were doing the unboxing. And now it feels weird to suddenly actually be painting again. I don't know.
I know. I really did like doing that unboxing, though. That was a fun little change of pace.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody in chat enjoyed that too. Let us know, because we like doing that stuff. And Vee has the perfect setup and is also just really good at that kind of unboxing stuff. So
I can't imagine why.
It's like you have a lot of experience doing
like
this
I've
or
done it
something.
Before? I don't know.
Yeah. All right. And let's see if I can open up this black without...
The black one, forewarning, if you have this set, that black one is tricky. The other fun thing to keep in mind is that Mark, he took my notes like a good student, and he finished his hamster already.
Yes.
So you need to go and check out Mark's socials, because he has posted his finished hamster, and it looks adorable.
Yep.
And really well done. It was fun to see. I always love seeing the finished product of when people join us and they paint their minis.
Well,
together.
And we knew Mark was already a accomplished mini painter.
Yes.
So there was absolutely no doubt, once it was obvious we were going to finish in 2 episodes, that he was going to go off and have a blast. So it was super cool to see his finished mini, and a little bit of an inspiration for me right now as I try to make a mess.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, I'm just
That's
gonna
mess avoided.
There we go. I had to tweak the
And
focus
also-
because I had it pulled out for the other stuff.
And I got to add a little bit of water to this because it is...
Yeah, you definitely want to thin this out so it kind of gets into all these little nooks and crannies.
And we still have our amazing moderator, Sean, in chat. So if you do have any questions for us as we move into mini painting or about Idle Champions, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters before your question so we can grab it. I think this is a free Time Gate weekend too. Wow.
Isn't Uriah still out or no? No, Uriah is not out anymore. Oh my God, what is time?
It is a free Time Gate week.
Yes.
You know what happened is we were talking about the weekend buffs and I saw Uriah and I had that same moment of of, wait, we must be,
That part.
nope, it's a free time gate weekend. So yeah, if
Yay.
you have any questions about who you should grab for your time gate, first off, the chat is always happy to help, and we'll give our opinion too.
Mm-hmm.
And you said this is the bedroll color.
Basically the rolled up stuff. Paint this onto the rolled up stuff that's in the pack.
All right.
It's kind of the best way to describe it. And I'm definitely going in with more of a narrow tip brush, so you can use a detail brush. I think I'm using using the number 1 multi-purpose from the prismatic paint sets that WizKids sent us.
Yeah, I grabbed one of my detail brushes because
Yeah.
we're getting tiny.
Yep,
We're getting
we
into
are.
the tiny, tiny, tiny details.
The wee little bits.
Yep.
Speaking of wee little bit, Rory has left me a cat hair on the brush.
Razoron has a question that I know you'll be able to answer. Do either of you use wet palettes? I'm new to mini painting and I've heard good things.
Yes, I have a wet palette that I'll break out when it comes time to do a longer term type of paint project. If I know I'm going to be doing something where it's like today, I know I'm not going to be really dealing with this after today, so I'll grab a paper plate more for sake of cleanup and how much time I want to devote to that. But if you know you're going to be working with doing the paints for a little bit longer, a wet palette is definitely good to go. I will say, however, try a cheaper one first to make sure you like it, because not everyone has been as keen on the wet palettes as others have been. So just a little heads up on that one. Try it out first on something a little less deep in the pockets. And if you end up liking it, then you can invest in something that's a little bit more costly. And there's different varieties now. Honestly, I like Red Grass Games for their wet palette, and I believe they have a new rendition that's coming out that has sort of a glass top to it as opposed to the parchment paper.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I would recommend them first if you want to start with them just out of the gate.
Well, I do not have a wet palette. I am of the paper plate variety, but I can at least say I have a Red Grass Games dry brush that I think is absolutely fabulous. So I can at least speak to their quality from my dry brush.
Yeah, their stuff is awesome. You'll see me using the mini holder on some minis when I'm painting on here with y'all. That's the one that likes to fight with the camera holder because it's got a magnetic base.
Yeah, most of you at home won't have to worry about it fighting with things because most of you will not be painting on stream. But I mean, if you are, then just be aware. Magnets.
Yeah, magnets. They're friendly. They're strong magnets, so that's not a bad thing, really.
Absolutely.
And
it's one of those streamer only problems.
Yeah, and they come with a little medallion that you can put onto your painting surface area, so you can put the mini down and it'll lock onto this metal medallion, and it'll just stay there for you. Yeah.
Trying not to get this on the boxes that I painted. I did all that work on boxes, and now I'm trying to avoid boxes.
Right.
Okay.
Noticing a theme. We have unboxing and boxes happening.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, there's one roll that is just sticking out on the hamster's left side. There's one above it that you can see all the way through, and then there's one at the top.
Yeah, there's this midpoint one that goes right down dead center right here. And then you have one right behind his head and then one that's right on top of that one. And then there's a little pokey one out on the side, like you mentioned before.
A little pokey one.
Yeah, you only get the one side of it. It doesn't go all the way through the pack set.
Yeah, this poor hamster is carrying a lot.
A lot.
Well, I mean, that's at least 4 bedrolls, so 4 people's worth of stuff.
I mean, if you're gonna have a large hamster on your hands, you might as well.
That's true. And maybe one of these bedrolls is for the hamster.
There you go.
I don't know if they need bedrolls, but it would be nice.
Okay, so now we want to get to those sacks, and that is going to be Parasite Brown mixed with Elfic Flesh for the sacks.
I'm still working on this last bedroll.
Okay.
I'll be joining you shortly.
Cool. All right, so let me get this going with the Parasite Brown.
I love how now it's like, oh, we're back into the
I know.
calmness of mini painting
Yep.
after the slightly more excited unboxing.
Look at all the cool stuff we get to show you.
Right? That was
That's the
very
fun
cool.
part. It's exciting to be like, hey, look at this. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
I like how this channel we are, mini painting, but that this specific show has such a nice little variety of stuff that we can do at the same time and guests that we can have on.
Yeah. I think that's sort of the beauty of when you're tabletop adjacent, because it's such a hobby-driven community. You can have people who do the mini painting, who do the terrain building, who do the collecting. So yeah, I really enjoy that factor.
Oh,
You still there?
I'm still there. I got some of this on his ear.
Quick
just-
paintbrush, clean paintbrush with a little bit of water. So
Yep.
this is what it looks like. It's just a light tan is what we're going for with the Parasite Brown mixed with the Elfic Flesh.
Thank you. I'll be
You're welcome.
joining you as soon as his ear is clean.
Don't forget to clean behind the ears.
Mm-hmm.
Did you scrub behind your ears? Did you make sure to brush out your fur?
It couldn't be the brown
Oh,
that
it's
I
like
got.
we're sending them off to school. Don't forget
with
to
the
pack your
biggest
lunch.
of backpacks.
Yes, exactly.
With the absolute biggest
Have
of
you
backpacks.
Okay, I will say, as a parent, there have been times my little one has had a backpack in their younger years where I started, I'm like, how are you not tipping over?
I remember having some of those super heavy backpacks.
So this scale is not too off, to be honest.
Okay, so you said Elfic Flesh and the
Parasite Brown. Yep.
Where's my Parasite Brown? There you
Is
are.
that a barrel? What is that? Oh, I may have missed a barrel. I can quickly fix that one.
Full Squeaky says, does he have a lunch pack? I mean, probably.
I would think.
I bet you one of these.
everything.
Yeah, one of these boxes is probably.
Yeah.
Come on, Parasite Brown. There we go.
Do do do. This has so many nooks and crannies to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good because it's chock full of details, but holy moly.
Yeah, I did like that moment where we're like, there's no way we're getting through this before the
No.
end. We're just going to have to
No.
hurry if that happens, and that's not fun.
No, it isn't. It's not how I want to
Okay.
do it.
This is the sacks, you said.
Yes. Yep.
Just
And don't worry if you
kinda,
get this on the rope. That's kind of why I'm leaving the rope for last. So we can take care of that at the end.
this is kind of everything else, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Yep. Yep. We have the sacks left.
Okay.
And then we'll go in to do the rope detail.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing another
I beg your
a
pardon.
hidden lunchbox or something.
I wonder if the chat caught that one. Rory just knocked down the paper behind me.
Oh. Chat?
You want to be front and center? Is that it, young lady?
I mean, when do your cats not want to be front and center?
Well, with Rory, she's my little drama queen. She always wants front and center attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she operates.
Especially since they weren't getting any attention over the last hour. And just, ugh.
And ignoring her. How dare, mother?
How could you even survive ignoring your cat like
I don't
that?
know. I don't know.
Just the
bad mama.
cruelty of it all. Ugh.
I'm a bad cat mama. I swear to God, I'm raising hobbits, not cats. They have so many little meals throughout the day. Well, I have an automatic feeder for the dry food, which has been an invaluable resource. Because I have two Maine Coons where if you give them what you're supposed to feed them every day, they will inhale it and then proceed to get sick. Because they just gobble it down. They don't pace themselves. So I have to make them be paced by using an automatic dry food feeder.
Ah.
So they get fed at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then like they'll get their treats when I'm having my lunch. And then they get their like 5 to 6 o'clock-ish dinner time. And then they get another dinner time because again I have to pace them of wet food. And then they'll have another round of dry food at like 9:30 at night. So we joke around that they're hobbits, not cats at this point.
Yeah.
And one does like potatoes, so it only reinforced it.
Well, and that instinct to just gobble down all of the food that's available, that is something that a lot of animals, a lot of pets share.
Yeah, yeah.
And dogs in specific can be territorial. So it's good that you found a way to make them happy without you having to become
Right?
a personal chef.
Yes. No, I'm like this. I'm telling you, that feeder has been a godsend. It's wonderful. And do they have hairy feet too? Maverick, of course they have hairy feet. Have you seen the toe hawks on my Maine Coons? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Toe hawks for days. And for those of you not aware, toe hawks is the floof that happens between the pads of the feet. It's a technical term. You've now been informed.
Ah, okay. Everyone in chat is now giving cat stories about Caliph
Oh.
Marin. My cats threw up 2 times yesterday after eating too much food too fast equals the births. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
And as Sean is adding in, we have an automatic feeder too. Set it up so it gives a bit of dry food every 6 hours. So yeah, apparently this is
It's
a
thing.
standard cat thing.
Gotta love them.
Cats.
Gotta love them.
And yet, they will approach you at all times as if you have never fed them,
Mm-hmm.
as if they are starving. As a mother, please, why have you not fed
I'm
me?
wasting away. I am a poor Victorian child from a Dickens novel who has not eaten in 5 days.
How could you be so cruel?
Right?
I haven't eaten in 2 hours.
Please, mother, may I have another? Yeah, they're drama queens and kings. And everything in between. That is for sure.
Oh, bag. These aren't eyes, but I'm still having that moment of...
There's a bag. There's a bag.
Yep.
There's a bag. Wait, there's another bag. I have to remember to go back and paint the barrel that I missed. Ripsidoses. How are we doing on time? We're doing pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We will finish this today, or if we don't, we will...
We'll homework it.
We will homework it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be too much that's left.
Yeah, that's just it. Whatever is left is not going to be worth trying to do another episode with. It'll be like, okay, 10 minutes and we're done.
Yeah, it was kind of perfect, actually, that we were able to do the unboxing and then
Yeah.
the rest of this, because 1 hour was kind of the perfect amount of time for the unboxing,
Yeah.
and then 1 hour is pretty much what we need here.
Oh, I was super happy with the timing of, and I thought it was funny because I realized after we did our like send off last Friday, I'm like, oh, that's right, we had the unboxing. That's a happening. Because February is just flying by.
Yeah. Oh, did I miss that, or is that... Oh, okay, no, that's part of a bag.
Right? What is that? His bag is something else.
Well, there's these really nice details that are like, here's a bit of the bag and there's a box on top of it, but the rope bisects it in such a way that you get like a
Yeah.
tiny bit of the bag.
Yep.
Also, I just got bag on box. Bag on box, no.
That sounds like a Hobbit name.
I'm getting all the wrong colors in all the wrong places, and I'm not even going that fast.
It's
There
okay.
we go.
It could be like specks of dirt, respectively.
Specks of bag. Whoopsie. I got bag on my box.
That's like wasn't that like a Reese's peanut butter cup commercial? I got chocolate on my peanut butter. I got peanut butter on my chocolate. I did
Yep.
not just age myself at all. Nope.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I know.
I like Bay Neon starting off right away with my pride of cats. Not your group of
Yes.
cats, not your couple of cats. My
The
pride
pride.
of cats. I'm gonna get this
Amazing.
open without it getting all over me. Oh my god.
Oh. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Stop it. They're like,
When
oh, there's
are
a
you
jungle
doing-
gym behind Mom. No. No, hold on 1 second. We have a Rory. A Rory being a stinker. You don't do that, little girl.
We need, chat, what we need is a counter for every
How many
time the
times?
cats, every time the cats get in the way of the stream, every time the cats become very needy.
Yes.
The cat counter. Bing. 1.
God. That would be funny. Oops. Back into frame. Don't get me wrong. I love them dearly, but sometimes it's like, can ya stop?
Nope. Hey, listen, it's like anyone that you love. Sometimes all of us can be annoying at some point.
Right.
It's like jobs that you love. Like, I love this job, but it is work. And
It's a job.
sometimes, it's a job, and sometimes, there is always those moments and where like, I love this, but at the moment it is being annoying.
Yes.
Ah. Today's just the day that I'm just gonna get the
no.
wrong color on the wrong place.
Oh.
I really, really want to not get these colors all over my hamster.
Hamster.
I would like my hamster to not be weird colors, please. Do not be box colors. Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
Okay, and I got a little bit more of a bag to get down there.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely the mini of angles. You get to different angles, you're like, oh yep, that's a thing, that's a thing, that's a thing, that's also a thing. Oh, that thing too. Yep.
I feel like we've had stuff with more angles, but it's all like, I don't want to say the same stuff, but like,
Right.
oh, you have to get under this creature and it's going to take 4 or 5 different angles to do that. Whereas this is not just angles, but also every time you find a new angle, you're like, oh, that's a whole new thing that needs to be painted. Okay.
Yeah, that's a thing that needs to happen, huh? All right, I'm going to quickly, I think. Yeah, let me paint that barrel that time forgot. Or rather, myself. No, honey.
Yeah, I've got one more bag, so.
There you go.
Well, 1.5 more bags. I've got one more section of bag.
Okay, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yep. Cats.
What happened?
They knock stuff over.
What'd they knock?
Everything.
Oh, no. Someone add 1 to the cat counter.
I think that's like a 10.
That counts for 10.
Yep. That was everything. This was their being silly adventurous.
Well, they're just as excited about the Beadle and Grimm silver box as we are.
Right?
Maybe if I
Camera's
this way. I appreciate that these bags have undersides, but getting to them is a challenge.
Tricky. Yeah.
And then we're going to do the rope, and the rope is going to be the most challenging. I can just tell.
Hopefully not. Okay. I think I got all of the bits.
I'm almost there. I'm in the last corner.
Really quick. You stop. Young lady.
Yes.
Rory.
Herb, herb, corner, corner, corner.
All right.
I think I'm good. You're just
Yeah.
gonna have to see my creature upside down because I can't let go at the moment.
That's fair.
But I think everything except the ropes have a color on them.
Okay.
All right, let us now put this down. I don't want to let go until I absolutely have to.
No, that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to get into some careful dry brushing. So we'll start with the crates, and we're going to use some earth on those crates and just bring out a little bit more of those details.
Just straight up earth.
Yep, earth.
Oh, this actually came out open easily. Thank you.
Well, there you go.
All right. Earth on the crates.
Yes. I need to mix my earth a little bit because it's separated slightly. There we go. So I'm just going to go in with a flat brush. I might adjust to even a smaller brush. We shall see. But the name of the game is just to start bringing out a little bit of the texture here.
Yeah, because as much as I was just complaining about how there's stuff everywhere, it's all really nicely detailed.
Yeah.
And especially the boxes have all of the cross beams and then the wood grain on the inside, and
Yep.
they're very, very cool.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to go in with some earth to kind of play that up a little bit more. And also why we're saving the ropes for last. So it's okay if you drag this across the ropes because we're going to go back and touch those up.
Which is incredibly smart, but also why I'm still thinking the ropes are going to be hard. Ropes are going to be a challenge. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. There you go. No. Let's do a glob of paint on
That box. Are we also doing the barrels or just the boxes?
Oh, yeah, and the barrels too. Anything that's basically the dark, dark brown, that will be getting this earth treatment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kralin72 says, also, space hamster up and down don't exist in space. That is true. That's true. But, you know, a lot of these creatures also hang out on spelljammers and places that have some sort of artificial gravity. So, you know, it's not a bad thing to be thinking about an up and a down. Oops. Oh, is that enough, or am I now painting? The forever question.
Right?
Have I done enough? Do I need to do more, or have I reached the point where I'm just painting?
It's always a fair question.
Oh yeah, this is helping the barrels a lot more than I anticipated. I knew the boxes had a lot of detail, but these barrels, wow.
Yeah, they definitely have some stuff going on there, so it's good to get that enhanced. And that last little barrel that I had forgotten.
Did I get everywhere? I probably didn't, but I feel like I did.
You feel like it's brought out the detail you want, then I think you're good, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I haven't missed a side.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so then from that, we'll do the sacks, which you're going to want to go back to the Parasite Brown and Elfic, but put more of the Elfic flesh down and a touch of Parasite Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll put that onto the sacks. Why is the Parasite Brown so messy?
Because it's a parasite?
There we
I
go.
was trying to come up with something. I don't know if I did.
Ugh.
Yeah, when you name a color parasite brown, you're
Yeah.
giving it an
looking.
indication of something.
Yep. Okay. Start with more of that and bring the parasite over. Like basically we're making this a much warmer beige tone.
Okay, I think I need a little bit more elfic flesh then, because mine's still
Yeah.
a little darker than that.
I would swatch it, but I think it's actually pretty close. Not too close to my skin tone. It's not quite showing as warm, but yeah. And this will go onto the sacks themselves.
You stay there.
Don't move.
My this poor brush that I can't use the bristles on anymore, that has become my mixing brush. The end of it that is my mixing brush is starting to get a little tattered.
Oh.
As I don't always get everything off of it when I'm wiping it off, and it's very much starting to look multiple colors.
It's been loved and well used.
Very loved. Okay, so these are the sacks?
Yep.
Okay. All right, sacks, here we go.
Do. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and then we do the crates. And then I'm gonna add a touch of earth to the same mix, so we can put that onto the bedrolls rather. Change the tone just a little bit.
Yeah. Reuse and recycle.
Yep.
Oops. Nope, that's too much. That's painting. Nope.
Does it show the difference? Of course it doesn't. The camera's not showing the difference. It'll shift it more into like a light tan by adding the earth in, Lauren.
Okay.
And what it's going to do is sort of make those bedrolls look less clean. So it's sort of like a reverse dry brush in a way.
Ah, okay.
So it's not so much highlighting the light colors so much as adding wear and tear to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and everybody in chat got quiet. Hey, chat. Everybody was super excited during the I think this is a crew that is used to being a very calm afternoon crew.
Yeah.
And then we all got super excited over the Beadle and Grimm box, and now everybody's just enjoying a moment of
yeah, that's fair. Totally fair.
All right, bedrolls. Time for you to get dirty.
Well, because think about it. If they're trekking around, it's not exactly going to be easy to stop and clean the bedrolls and keep them perfect looking.
Oh, no. This is wild space, not clean space.
Right? This is going to turn into a homework mini because we're already 15 minutes to the top of the hour.
Oh, wow.
Yep, that time just flew.
We're almost there. Like,
yeah, we are.
At this point, it's really just the
It's the
uh
rope and then doing
yeah.
a wash is what's going to come down to it. So I am going to explain for those of you who are finishing up with us here. Homework to finish up this mini is going to be a couple things. You're going to go in to paint the ropes. You're going to start with earth, okay? So you'll paint your ropes with earth, let that dry, then go back in with elfic flesh and dry brush it. And that will bring out the texture that's going on in the ropes and give it a more rope-like color. That's all you have to do for the ropes. Then
Okay.
for the base, all you need to do is jump to dark flesh tone, because we use charred brown. You jump to dark flesh tone and you dry brush the base to bring out some more of the texture of the base. Let everything dry, and then you go in with a brown wash and you put the wash on the pack and on the base and on the leather accents on the hamster, but not the hamster's fur itself, because if you use a dry, or not a dry, if you use a brown wash or a Agrax Earthshade type of thing, it's going to make the hamster too dark. You could feasibly give this a wash, but you will need to make sure that you're thinning out that wash so it's almost like a clear broth. Is the best way to explain what you want to do to that wash if you want to get something onto the hamster. But that's really how this would be wrapping up once all is said and done. So again, earth on the ropes, then dry brush with elfic flesh, dry brush dark flesh tone on the base, wash the pack, wash the base, wash the leather with a brown wash, and then let it dry, and then you seal it up accordingly. And that's what
And
you
then
do.
voila.
And
And then you take
voila.
really pretty pictures of it and you
And
put it on the
share
internet
them.
and you tag us so that we can all see it, because
Yep.
we all like looking at each other's
We
minis
do.
because it's fun. Because everybody's is a bit different.
This is very true. So yeah, I'll finish this up over the weekend and post up pictures soon. Well, as soon as I get it finished up, just to give everyone a frame of reference for how to do it. The cool thing is that Mark pretty much already kind of did that ahead of time, to give you an
Yeah.
idea as well. But we are almost done with this mini. This is literally like 10 more minutes of painting that we needed. But I honestly had too much fun doing the unboxing stuff. So
No regrets, no regrets.
Yeah.
And even though it might be 10 minutes of doing the painting, it's also like the little fiddly rope work, which
Yeah.
deserve to go slowly and carefully on.
Yes.
So I don't mind taking a little bit more time to do that. That'll also be my
Yeah.
homework.
There you go. Lovely. So, once again, don't forget Monday, tune in for the first episode of Fury of the Black Rose for our next Idle Champions
Yay!
Presents. It's a fantastic cast. You have B. Dave Walters as the DM. You have Mark Hulmes coming in with a brand new character he's helped create for us for Idle Champions, as well as Gabe Hicks, who Solak, we just announced the spotlight today. Check that out to find out what Solak is going to be like in game, and also make sure to tune in so you can see Solak being played by Gabe live at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Very excited.
I am so excited for that. And then joining them, we have Ellen Rose from the Ox Ventures, as well as Johnny Chiodini. And then we also have Ree Frost, who is coming from High Rollers Heroes of Erois. So it's a really fantastic group. They are so excited for this. I am so eager to see how this all starts playing out. If you missed the 10 a.m. broadcast, you can always catch the rebroadcast. It'll be happening at 4 p.m. Pacific, also on Twitch, and then it'll be going up on YouTube afterwards. If you haven't yet, you make sure you're getting in there and getting those votes going, because remember, your votes can affect what happens in the game itself, and you'll get to see how that all plays out as that first episode goes, and then we'll keep going with those votes every week. And yeah, this is going to be 6 episodes long, so we're going to be going all the way through March 27th is our last episode date, just FYI if you're marking your calendars. Just saying. And we will have some fun giveaways, as we've been doing in the past for Idle Champions Presents. So you want to make sure you're hanging out with us during those breaks and everything like that, because, we'll have some for different times throughout the game. Just drop a little hint. Don't run off after that midway break, because there's going to be more fun to be had. And that's all I'm going to say on that one, because you can find out on Monday what we're doing.
Yeah. And also make sure you vote, not just because it'll affect the D&D game, but voting gets you tokens, and tokens gets you goodies. And if you do 3 votes in a week and unlock 3 things in a week, you get an extra special goodie. And this first week is a familiar, which I don't know about all of you, but familiars are always useful.
And it's cute.
It's cute too.
It's cute, but for what it is, it's cute.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It is absolutely adorable. But familiars are always useful in the game, so definitely go get your votes in. Get yourself some loot.
Yay! Okay,
All right.
And then we have who's
Garwar.
coming up after us? Is it Garwar?
No, wait, it's not Garwar
No,
anymore.
isn't it-
Shoot,
is
we're
it new
so
formation?
used. I'm eventually going to get on the new
Sean?
schedule. Yeah, it's going to be Sean's show. Formation Save is coming up
There
next.
we go.
So we
Thank
need
you.
to let Sean go so that he can get ready for his show.
Sorry, Sean, but thank you, Sean. You've been such a help, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. You're amazing. Everybody stick around for Sean's show, not just because it's an awesome show, but also to thank him for all of his hard work during this show.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everyone, we're going to wrap this up. Take care. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Bye.